The air smelled like smoke and wild jasmine. Aurelia didn't flinch when the trees screamed. They did that here, gnarled, sentient trunks wailing with every whisper of wind. The forest of fire and frost had earned its name, not for its beauty, but its cruelty. Most mortals wouldn't take 3 steps into it. She had taken 30. Wrapped in a dark green cloak, dagger tucked at her thigh, Aurelia stalked through the silver-flecked underbrush, ignoring the ache in her calves and the chill that crawled along her spine. She had a mission. Retrieve the cursed bloom that grew at the forest's heart. No distractions, no detours. Certainly not the kind that came in the form of fey males. Especially not him. "Careful, little flame," came a low velvet voice. "You're walking into my territory." Aurelia froze mid-step, every muscle tensing like a bowstring. She turned, slowly, fingers brushing her dagger's hilt. He stepped out from behind a tree like he belonged to the wilderness, bigger than the word danger, carved like a god from obsidian and stormlight. Tall, towering even. Muscles wrapped his body in thick bands, his bare chest glistening faintly under the flickering fireflies that danced around them. 8 distinct abs rippled with every movement, disappearing into low-slung black leathers that clung indecently to narrow hips. His hair, dark as midnight, was tousled like he'd just rolled out of someone's bed. Or more likely, someone had rolled out of his, unable to keep up. His wings were folded behind him, subtle and dangerous, like shadows with claws. His eyes were fey, silver, ancient, and amused. "Say another word and I'll make you eat your teeth," Aurelia said flatly. The male smirked, showing fangs. "Fiery. I like that. Go like it somewhere else." He stepped closer. The heat radiating off him was tangible, like standing too close to a forge. She inhaled sharply. His scent hit her. Cedar, spice, and something darker. Something that made her throat tighten and her thighs clench. "You smell like a lie," he murmured, circling her slowly. "You're not just here for the flower." "You're not just a fae," she shot back. "You're a problem." He laughed, and it was a rich, wicked sound. "Call me Kael, and I think you want this problem." She didn't. Absolutely not. The worst part? Her body disagreed. There was something primal about him, some intoxicating pull she couldn't will away. He moved like he owned the forest and her. She hated it, resented the spark catching fire low in her belly. Kael leaned in, voice dropping to a rasp. "The bloom you seek is guarded by more than thorns and curses. You'll die trying to take it alone." "Then let me die in peace." Or... He reached out, fingers brushing her cloak. Just that light touch sent sparks across her skin. "We help each other. I want the same bloom, for different reasons." Aurelia narrowed her eyes. "And what do you want in return? A kiss? A night in your bed? I'm not some village girl who falls for muscle and charm." He didn't smile this time. "I don't want easy. I want real, dangerous, sharp." His gaze dropped to her lips, then lower. "You could be all that." Something inside her coiled tightly. She hated the way her pulse pounded for him, hated that this arrogant, ridiculous, attractive Faelord made her feel seen. Like he already knew how to break her down, piece by piece. She stepped back. "Fine. You want dangerous. Try keeping up." Without waiting, Aurelia turned and stalked deeper into the woods, hearing the soft sound of Kael following behind. Not too close, but close enough that she could feel his presence like heat on her spine. They traveled in silence for a time. The forest grew darker, colder. Frost bit at her boots while flames flickered in the treetops. Magic twisted here, old and raw. Kael kept pace effortlessly. At a narrow creek, she slipped. Instinctively, he caught her, large hands gripping her waist like steel. Their bodies collided. Heat flared. "Careful, little flame," he said again, softer this time. She shoved him back, cheeks flushed. "Touch me again and I'll cut your hands off." His grin returned, slow and devastating. "You can try." By nightfall, they made camp beside a hollow tree. Kael built the fire without asking. She watched him from the shadows, her heart betraying her with its traitorous rhythm. He sat shirtless again, of course, with firelight dancing across every ridge of his chiseled chest. She tried not to look. Failed. "You keep staring," he said without looking up. "You'll make me think you care." Aurelia snorted. "I'm imagining what you'd look like with a sword through your ribs." Kael finally glanced over. His gaze pinned her in place. "I think you imagine something else entirely." She didn't reply. Wouldn't give him the satisfaction. But gods help her when he stood and crossed to her, slowly, deliberately, her breath caught. He stopped inches away, tilting her chin up with a single finger. His touch was electric, impossibly gentle. "You want me to stop?" he murmured. "Say so. I will." It was power, that simple offer, not taking, not demanding, just offering. And somehow, that made her knees go weak more than anything else. But she wouldn't be another notch on some fey warrior's blade. "I don't want anything from you," she whispered, lying through her teeth. Kael smiled like he knew, and walked away. The fire crackled between them. The tension didn't fade. It thickened, tangled, wrapped around them like a storm waiting to break. And Aurelia, smart, strong, unbending Aurelia, wondered, not for the first time, if she was about to fall into something she couldn't fight her way out of. Not a trap, not a curse, but a man. A fey lord with muscles like a god, and eyes that promised ruin.